A workshop on crisis management organized by Meghalaya State Disaster Management Authority in collaboration with British High Commissioner Kolkata was held here on Wednesday, which was attended by Additional Chief Secretary P.W. Inti as the chief guest. Addressing the gathering during the inaugural session, the chief guest, while thanking the British High Commission, Kolkata, for collaborating with the state government in organizing the workshop, said that the objective of the workshop is to establish a working relationship among the key stakeholders and key responders to respond to any disaster or calamity in the most effective and efficient manner. He also added that the state disaster management has conducted a number of exercise and mock drills in the event of a natural disaster like earthquake, but the state is also hit by the different kind of disasters like landslides, being trapped in a bore well, etc. He further said that the state disaster management should also be prepared for such disasters. The chief guest also launched the Meghalaya State Disaster Management Authority logo during the occasion. Among others who spoke during the inaugural session were Sanjeev Bita, R. MacDonald Taryang Sen, Vice Councillor, Eastern and North Eastern India, British High Commission, Kolkata, I. Maulong, Executive Director, SDMA and Joint Secretary, Revenue and Disaster Management Department, Meghalaya, D.D. Sira.
Yes.
And even to Assam also, with the borderland, it's very difficult to function. So your suggestion is that sir, tax collection you are making.
To provide and prepare for a crisis response which is really effective in any kind of crisis anywhere in the world. British Deputy High Commission Calcutta covers this part of the region of the Gonzalo district. And it is our aim and endeavour to ensure that we know all who our stakeholders are, share best practice, learn from one another, and then prepare a rapid crisis deployment facilities which are available here. So this event is basically for that. So yes, we have held it in West Bengal and Assam, and in Meghalaya this is the first time of its kind. And we are really, really thankful to the State Department of Management Authority here and Additional Chief Secretary, Mr. Peter Inti, for giving us this platform to be able to do it. Everything, any crisis, you can never predict a crisis and you can never totally prepare for it, but at least you can prepare it to some extent. So for example, a very small thing is earthquake, which is so prevalent here. It is not just the responsibility of the stakeholders who are going to respond. You need to have resources, trained, skilled officials, but it's also filtering it down. So for example, schools. A small child, if there's an earthquake, needs to know how to run out. But if there is no space to run out, then a very small example of just standing under the lintel of a building, which is the strongest part of the building, is the escape route. So it's the small tips, basic things which everyone should know. And this is an initiative. Now this is a stakeholder where everyone is responding directly to a crisis, and from this will drill down what are the actions each department should take to ensure that we are all prepared, not just as authority and stakeholders, but also as civilians and citizens of the country on how to respond to a crisis. Does it answer the question? Very much from Shillong, working for the British Deputy High Commission, and it was my thing that I would like to do something for Meghalaya. But British Deputy High Commission Calcutta is doing this everywhere, because we want to ensure that crisis, whenever a crisis hits, everyone is prepared. See, for us, for the British Deputy High Commission, it's important to respond to our British nationals if they're traveling any part of the world. And it's important for us to know whom to contact for help when anything such happens. So this is a place where you get to know everyone. Plus, it is also important to know who would be responding how. Also, maybe there are things which we know we could share with the local authority. And there is so much that we have learned from the local authority, and then we collaborate it into our crisis management plan.